is traveling over Latin America. What do you know, it looks like South Dakota was passing over the skies this week as it was in Montana. We don't know where it is now. How do you feel about it? What did you do about it? Have learned. Pentagon says another Chinese spy balloon is traveling over Latin America, and the residents of your state hinted at it or looked at it. I was advised yesterday that it was possible to see in this classified discussion, but I can tell you that they apparently knew about it. Pentagon says another Chinese spy balloon is traveling over Latin America. The real question is, the first question is, why would they let him into our airspace? He should never have been allowed into our airspace in the first place. We have the technical capabilities so we can take him out before he gets in. I don't know why I am second to all of them. Pentagon says another Chinese spy balloon is traveling over Latin America. What happened here with the chain of command was that there was no one in the line who had the authority to decide that you didn't have to go all the way to the President of the United States. States to protect the airways have admitted to us that it was just an observation. Malone will then question the man. And how soon will they find out that it was just an observation balloon and who made it with it? The political decision to allow him into the triple because they think he's harmless and what he's a friend of is a political decision to America in terms of how the rest of the world sees us. Can you just walk over us, or for that matter just invade our airspace and proceed? The film begins with the question, I was never allowed to enter our airspace in the first place. We have capabilities that have ever shouldn't have been. Pentagon says another Chinese spy balloon. I don't want to give Senator's friends showered him with apples and oranges as preliminary readings were being done on classified documents within the administration, and how he was explaining if he was aware of the matter, as he appears to be toward the gift, pointing. Why suddenly on Sunday today he decided to cancel his visit to China in the blink of an eye, I can't tell you for sure. We're going to ask that question, but I think as well, and it's close to the same question as to whether we would ever have been advised that there would have been a code in the first place if they had been motivated, and it would have been. Read more. Another Chinese spy balloon flying over Latin America, and then it would have gone back again, as they've suggested that it's happened in the past. They have something that doesn't even talk about a lot of the subject. I want to undermine the cause. As I said, there is a flaw to fill under relationship problems which is important for Americans and Chinese. That's why this morning trying to tell senior foreign policy payment 221G that I'm postponing travel, and let me see that I'm not planning to travel when circumstances permit. Another Chinese spy balloon flying over Latin America. Says overtime on this because we're focused right now on making sure that this ongoing issue is the first step. I said he's taking surveillance asset out of our place. Is it going to be preachy about the topic? Why did he refuse the meeting? Oh, go to China to meet your counterpart there. And he said again, this is rather what you and I were discussing, and I apologize for interrupting you so rudely that it didn't make any sense, because if you're offending me, you checking, saying this, that you knew he would be wearing it today and probably resented it as well. As today you were going to cancel the meeting with the Chinese counterpart and talk about the Secretary of State. Why didn't you do that if you did a few days ago? Live updates. Suspected Chinese spy balloon flying over the US, that it is being cancelled, and that he wants got to ask him a question, but I suspect it's been cancelled since we found out about it. I think it might have been infiltrated and they might have wandered in to get out of our place again. And I suspect there may be a meeting. Very well continues and comes back to it, and they knew it was the one that let it happen. We meet with the decision not to take it out, and I just heard it and I don't recommend it. I have been that they want it out of us. He didn't indicate if we'd take him out. If we just let him float in his merry way, I'd say